Hi, this is Lord Ramses the King. Today we're going to be talking about there's grace and after the grave. Now, a lot of Christians believe that as soon as you die, you're going straight to heaven or straight to hell. Now, my question is, does God's grace end when you die? Now, I fully acknowledge I might be wrong about this. I might have misinterpreted a few Bible verses. And if I'm wrong, correct me. Send me a video response or send me a comment. I'm not, what's the word? Examining the comments. I'm not stopping anyone from commenting. So if you want to spam stuff, go ahead. But I will report you for spam. Anyway, or if you're gonna say hate mail, fine. I love hate mail. Anyway, does grace end after the grave? Now, we all know Jesus Christ existed, and I'll have a video about that later on. And he died on the cross for our salvation. Now, here's the question. Does your ability to get saved end when you die? And that's a very big question, because that question alone can shatter many denominations of Christian sects. Me, personally, I believe that when you die, you're not going straight to heaven or hell for a few things. One, how can you go straight to heaven or straight to hell before Judgment Day? And seriously, how can you do that? If you're going to be, and I've heard reports about Christians going to hell and see a bunch of people there. How are they in hell? They haven't been judged yet. Judgment Day is after the millennia, and the millennia hasn't even come yet. How are they in hell? How are people in heaven? And those people who say they walked in heaven, but they never tell us about the millions of people living there. They never record or give accounts of thousands or millions of people there. And there will be surely at least 100 million people in heaven by now. And I mean living people who were Christians. There should at least be 100 million of them in heaven. But why aren't they in heaven? Why do we never see this when people give accounts of heaven? Oh, I went to hell and we saw billions of people, but when we came to heaven, it was empty. It was empty. There has to be a bunch of Christians that are already in heaven if grace ends after the grave. Second of all, what about the people before Jesus? What about the people living during the flood of Noah, during the prophet's reign, during Moses, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and Isaiah, and all the rest, Elijah? What happened to them people? Were they all just resurrected when Jesus Christ died? Because I remember when it talks in the Gospels that as soon as Jesus Christ died, Jerusalem, the temple was destroyed, and all the good old saints of the Old Testament were brought up with him. And what surprises me about that after that happened, he went into hell, as it says. Now, and he spent 3 days there preaching the good news to the people who died during the flood of Noah. Now, if grace ended at the grave, why would Jesus Christ, the Son of God himself, the Son of Jehovah, go down and tell the people who have been waiting there, who died, who weren't even good people, they were evil people, those who died in the days of Noah, about salvation? Why did he give them a chance? Why did he go there if grace ends at the grave? If that was the case, then they should just left there. They should have just left. Jesus has something to do with that. He shouldn't even waste his time, but he did. He went there and he preached the gospel to those who never got a chance to hear it. And what about those who die and never hear about Jesus Christ? There are millions of people in China who never heard the name Jesus, and they are all probably going to die someday and still never hear it. What about them? Surely God, a loving God, our God, will not just say, oh well, they're screwed, they're going to go to hell. No, I don't think that's how God works. forgive me if I say this, but I believe our God is a God of love, a God of justice, and a God of grace. And some of you will point, oh, about Lazarus and stuff like that. Well, maybe I believe in. Well, this is what I believe. I believe when you die, you're going to go to a realm of Sheol based on how you lived your life. And maybe they're just in a different realm because in the Old Testament it talks about Sheol and talks about the people waiting. And so, what are we waiting for? And remember, in the New Testament, it talks about how when the rapture came, all the dead gave up their dead and went to be with the Lord. So, why would they go to be with the Lord when the rapture came, when they're already in heaven? See, that makes no sense. We're making a contradiction, a hypocrisy to those who believe, oh, when I die, I'm going straight to heaven. Mainly the Baptists, that's mainly people I can think about. But anyway, I believe this is what's going to happen when you die. I believe you're going to go to Sheol, as I said, and I believe those who are Christians will get to spread the news of salvation to those who died, to those who never got to hear the word, to those who never even got to accept the word. So we will continue to give hope. There's still hope for those who died and did not accept Jesus Christ as their Savior. There's still hope for them. Why would God just have me waiting all this time? Put me to use, God. I'm a servant. We Christians are the servants of the living God. Let's put us to use. There are some people, and I believe they're going to be very tormented. There's going to be tons of people who will be just completely shattered when they die. Those who committed suicide. Why not give us a chance to help them, even in death? They're still waiting to be judged. So why don't we, who were got saved, who did the work, help them? To those who were murderers, to those who never got to hear the word, let's preach the gospel to them. And I believe that when you die, you're going to be given access to all levels of Sheol. So your loved ones, those who died, those who were the Gentiles, those who didn't get to believe, I believe when you die, you'll be able to help them. And when they're dead, I'm sure they're going to believe you more. They're going to take you more seriously. Because when you're dead, you have all the time in the world to wait. You're just waiting there when you're dead. And some of you don't believe in God. I understand that. I'll make a video about that later, but come on. Why will we be in heaven before Judgment Day? Why will we be in heaven before the graves gave up their dead? Why will we be anywhere before Jesus came back? And some of the people who will claim fire, well, maybe that's what they got when they died. Maybe that was their reward for their lives, for how they lived. Maybe, and I get this from spirit lessons, the blasphemers who were crucified and nailed to a wall where the worms eat of their flesh. I got that from spirit lessons. I don't know if that's true, but maybe we can help them. And just maybe, there's hope for the dead. Maybe, just maybe, there's hope for those who never heard the word, who never received the word. Maybe there's hope for your dead ones, your family, your relatives. Maybe there's hope. Maybe God's grace doesn't end at the grave. Maybe God still has use for us while we're waiting. Maybe, just maybe, we can still find love in death. This is Lord Ramses King. Thank you for listening to me. And I know a lot of people who can explain it better. I'm young and English is not my first language, so I stutter a lot. But if you go to find a new apostolic church to the right, church locator, ask one of those guys there, a priest or a rector. I'm sure they'll explain it to you better. Anyway, thanks for listening. And please check out me or subscribe. I'm going to do this every day. Bye.